it's Christy. Happy Sunday, or if you're not watching this on Sunday, happy whatever day it is for you. And I know what you're thinking. You're looking at my hair and you're like, so that's nice. I know. It's this, don't worry. This is not a new look for me. I have decided, I braided my hair yesterday. Spent almost an hour doing this. There was a method to my madness. I wanted to see if I could get my hair like nice and wavy so that I could kind of wear it like natural, not straightened, but like out. And I have no idea if it's going to work. If it doesn't work, we're going to just go for a high kind of afro puff at the top of my head. But I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. I'm about to go and take all these braids out and see what happens. So 3, 2, 1. So, okay, we're going with the high ponytail. Yeah, I mean, you can see it is wavy. So that part did work. But I underestimated how ridiculously poofy it is. And so even though it has some nice wave to it and like some texture to it, it's still just like I couldn't shape it in any way. So I was like, forget it. And I just put it up into a high ponytail. So, I mean, that's good to know. I don't know that it was worth the almost an hour that I spent doing all that braiding for this. Yeah, so I'm going to have to keep experimenting with my hair. I either have the braids that I had a while back, like the extensions that I had, which I really like that style, or I can have it natural but heat straightened, which I've had. I think I had that in maybe 2 videos. I don't know. But anyway, I've had it heat straightened. Or I can just wear it straight up natural like this. But I think really the only style I can make work is either like a high ponytail or 2 little afro puffs, which I like the 2 afro puffs, but I look about 12 years old when I do that. Kind of similar. I looked like 12 years old with the braids. It's kind of like that. So it is probably just this for a bit until I figure something else out. So yeah. It's really nice outside. It's actually pretty cold, but look at all the snow we got. This is actually pretty rare for where I live in North Carolina to have actual snow. It's kind of exciting, really. I'm like, wow, I haven't seen snow like that, I don't think, since I left Maryland. That's my backyard. So you can see, like, there's actual, what is that? Maybe I'm bad at estimates. There's a couple of inches anyway of snow. So I'm actually planning, yesterday I stayed home because that was the first day we had the snow. Normally I go grocery shopping on Saturdays and go and pick up some stuff for Mom, spend some time at her place. I did not do that yesterday because of the snow. So I stayed home. So my plan is to go out today, but last time I checked the weather, it was still only 25 degrees. And so we have like black ice and stuff on the road, but it's supposed to go up to 46. Meaning once the temperature rate rises, the ice melts, then it'll be safe to go out. So I'm just kind of waiting for a bit to let the temperature rise and the roads to clear up, and then I will go out grocery shopping and spend some time with Mom. So I am looking forward to that. Staying hydrated. I bought this ginormous water bottle. I don't remember if I told you about this yet. And it works really well. I like it. I'm staying hydrated. What time is it? It's 11:14, and I'm doing well. I'm just about at the 11 a.m. mark. I need to drink a little bit more. But yeah, right about there. So, keeping up with my hydration. That's a new thing for me. I was always chronically dehydrated, so that thing is actually really helping. It's doing good. If you don't have one, I recommend it. One thing I found out yesterday, which is interesting. I left the bottle out overnight with like soapy water in it. Like I don't know. Last night I was just like meh. And I didn't feel like normally I fully wash it and then I leave it to dry, like upside down in my drying rack. I didn't do that on Friday night. I didn't do that. I left it with the soapy water. Turns out that was a bad idea because then when I rinsed it out yesterday morning, it was rinsed out fully. There was no soap left in it. But all day my water just tasted off, not good. Like as if there was soap in there, which there was not. Like it was definitely, there was no soap. I rinsed it very thoroughly, straw too. So I don't know why. And there's something about that. If you leave it in there and then you just rinse it and immediately pour water in, yeah, water tasted icky. So I made sure last night that I washed it and left it to dry. And sure enough, today water tastes fine, tastes normal. So lesson learned. So I don't know if that's happened to you, if you have one of those or if you've ever experienced something like that, but I thought that was interesting. Anyway, aside from shopping and what today, what do I have planned? I have to do my finances. I do tend to put it off. Like I'll get paid and I'm supposed to like write everything down and like, okay, this is what I have for the month. And I tend to put it off. So sometimes I'll end up doing 2 paychecks at once and like figuring it out, or sometimes even 3 if I let it go too far, which is bad. So I only have one. Just what I got paid in the middle of the month I have to do. Today's the 23rd. So I'm behind, but it's not, I'm going to try to do that today. I'll show you my budget worksheet, not the actual one, because that would be a bad idea. Like show you my actual, like that's oversharing. What I'll do, I'll make a version of it, like just like a template version and show you. Because I think it's good. It works for me. Like I think it helps me really to keep track of how much money I have, to save up for the things that I consider most important and everything. So yeah, I'll show you kind of what I do. And if you aren't budgeting, you need to start. You'll be surprised. Before I was budgeting, I always like never had enough money. I was just always like, I would overspend and like be in debt and like it was bad. And then I created a budget and it felt like I had more money. Like the money was there. I was just like not paying attention to how I was spending it. It was going into all kinds of random things. And once I started budgeting and started prioritizing, because here's the thing, the amount of money is the same. But if you prioritize, I want to spend money on this. This is important to me. Like here's basically, it's I need, right? Things you have to, like your rent and your bill, like that's an I need. Tithing for me actually is first. I told you, I'm Christian, so I believe in tithing 10%. So actually that's first. Tithe first. Then your bills, the things that you have to spend on. And then as far as your wants, it's like, what do I want to prioritize? What is more important to me? Saving for a trip or eating out every day or something like that? Saving for a trip. So let me do better and let me not eat out so much. Let me put this much in my travel budget. And I can still have a budget for eating out, but it's like, okay, well, let me just put this much in that budget. And then I know I can eat out X number of times per month and still make sure that I have enough money for travel. And so that's kind of how it works. So let me go create that template version and then I'll show you how it works. This is a budget template right here. And then there's actually 2 other tabs where I keep track of my actual money. So I'll first talk you through the budget one. So what you do, first off, let's start here with the monthly bills. So what I do, since I get paid twice a month, I do it this way. So I put whatever my monthly bills are. So here, let's say we have 10 bills. Each month, this is what I pay for these bills. So these are regular bills. So they're generally, some of them are the same every month. Others I kind of, what is the average? Like for example, your power bill or your gas bill or whatever might not be the same every month, but usually it's going to be around the same amount. So you sort of budget for what you think it's going to be. And then I have a formula here, since I get paid twice a month. If you got paid every week or you got paid 4 times a month, whatever you do, you could get this to figure out what you're doing per pay period. And so mine is half. And so if this monthly bill is this, that means each paycheck I need to put away this month. And I've done that for every bill here. So this is, and then aside from the bills, the other budget categories are the other needs and wants. So there's things like groceries here. I get my hair done every now and again, so maybe you have a budget for that. Saving for a new computer, your gas. If you have a car, you need gas for your car. Or maybe a transportation budget if you're in a metropolitan area and you take the bus or whatever. What do you use, per month for that, et cetera, et cetera. You pick your budget categories. It's up to you. And then like I talked about before, like if I love to go to the movies, this is important to me. Maybe you either have a recreation budget or maybe you have a movies budget. For me, travel. I want to make sure I'm spending, saving money up so that I can travel places. And so things like that. You just figure out, where do you want your money to go? Up here, this is what's important. What do you get per paycheck? If you're salaried, it's probably about the same each paycheck. If you're not salaried, it might change. But again, if it changes, you kind of estimate it for your budget. Approximately, I'm probably going to get like this much. You might want to do like, at the lowest, I'm going to get this much, and do your budget based on that. Because that way, if you get more, then you can allocate the extra money, as opposed to budgeting for, on a good, paycheck, I'll get this much, and then you have to subtract from your budget categories, which will be a lot harder. So that's where you start. So then each paycheck, what I do is I just duplicate this sheet, and then so this becomes like, my January 15th paycheck or whatever, and then I can enter what I actually got. So let's say I'm salaried, and so I always get approximately 1,000, but this time I got 1,278, whatever. So that was my exact. So I have 279 to play with here. So these are my monthly bills. Like I said, I've included tithing because, it's important to me. And then whatever your categories are. Now, so like I said, hopefully you've done this so that you're always ahead here, like you're not under. So let's say, I don't know, I got a bonus this time, or, or my salary is more, I don't get a salary, right? So maybe you actually got a bit more, right? You got like an extra $200 this time, and then you can add that extra $200. You won't need to add them to your bills, right? Unless maybe you have a credit card bill that you can actually pay more on and you want to do that. Normally, extra money is going to go into these categories. So then once you've figured that out for your paycheck, then you can go, and this is where I have the individual bills totaled. So I know, okay, here's how much I already have. Oh, there's the bill that I just paid, so there's that one. And so then I have Excel doing the math for me, or not Excel, I'm actually in numbers at the moment, but my spreadsheet is doing the math for me. So then I was left with that, and then in my paycheck 115, okay, I'm going to add this amount, now I have this much in there. And you just do that for every single bill. So you always know what your bills are, how much money you have toward them, if you're running low, if you have a little extra. And you do the same thing for the categories. So I have a separate tab for that. So this tab corresponds to these. And then there you go. So there's my auto, fuel, and transportation. So let's say I started the year 25, and then I got gas one day and it was $22.68 at BP or whatever. Okay, so I'm going to put back another 20 in my next paycheck or whatever. And you do that for each budget category that you have set up. And that is pretty much how it works. I have finished my lunch, relaxed a little bit, worked on my finances. I did not finish them. It's so boring. I know I need to just like sit down and do it, but it's so boring. That what ends up happening is I record the things that I have spent money on. And then I'm like, I'm going to take a break. And then I stop and don't actually do the budget category. So I need to go back to that later. When I get home from shopping, I'm about to go out shopping because it has warmed up. It's like 41 degrees, so we should be fine. Shouldn't be ice on the road at this point. So I'm going to go out and do my grocery shopping, swing by, see Mom. And then when I come home, I need to finish doing the finances. So that's the plan. My plan is that it needs to be done today. So here's hoping I actually do that. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm about to go, get some grocery shopping done, hang out with Mom, and I'll check in with you later. Well, okay, I'm home from grocery shopping. Shopping went fine, quickly, and then I had a really nice time with Mom. I showed her a couple of KO, Kevin from Pentatonics, Kevin Olusola. It's ADT telling me that I am armed. Anyway, we watched a couple of Kevin from Pentatonics, Kevin Olusola. He's absolutely amazing. If you don't know about KO, you need to find out about KO. But yeah, I watched a couple of those with Mom. May or may not post a reaction video of Mom reacting to one of his songs, because she didn't necessarily, like, she loved it, but for video purposes, she didn't really react a lot. So I probably won't end up posting it, but you might be pleasantly surprised by a post later in the week of Mom reacts. But if not, Anyway, that's what we did. And we had a good time doing it. So now I am home. And before I am allowed to do anything else, I have to finish my finances. I promised myself, I said, when you get home and you put your groceries away, you are going to finish your finances. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then when I finish, I'll do whatever. I'll read, maybe play some computer games. I don't know. The world is my oyster. I hope you enjoyed this week's vlog. Just kind of my day. It's been a nice one, and it's only about halfway over, so yay for that. I will see you next week. Bye.